This is a message from your guides reading for the truth. So I have 3 crystals here to start with. I'm going to go ahead and surround this, let's see, in some protective space with my malachite, and then I'll show you these other 2 crystals here. So here's my malachite. Okay, so don't even know what that just meant. I'm going to get back to that later. Okay, so malachite has to do with protection. This can be really any kind of protection, psychic protection, protection for empathy, but also even physical protection, especially if you're traveling to another location or you're moving, anything like that. It's very protective, and then also it's very grounding as well. Obviously, a lot of times grounding and protection tend to go hand in hand, because if your energy is up, being really ungrounded and off the ground, then you tend to be more open to things. Now this one actually has a lot of the same things that malachite does, because it's associated with the root chakra. This is smoky quartz, by the way. And this is also a really protective stone, but it's also really good for clearing negative energy. This would be another good one for you to use. I know in the last one they were talking about crystals as well for you to use, but any of these with like a dark kind of color, although this one is more gray. So this is one of the quartzes. It kind of looks like the clear quartz, but it just has that grayish kind of, well, that's why they call it smoky quartz. So it also actually helps with your mind, though. It helps with clearing your mind, mental stability. It helps with meditation and getting grounded. So all of the things that I mentioned with the malachite here and some others as well. It's also really good for studying. I don't know why they're bringing that up. So anything like studying or something, again, like meditating, something where you need to focus and concentrate. Even you need to kind of think about where you're heading. So something you want to plan, just anything that you feel like you need clarity on. Okay, so then I have my obsidian here. I think I pulled this for one of your recent readings, but I'm not really sure because I do so damn many. So, obsidian though, wait, am I? Obsidian. No, this is not my obsidian. What am I saying? It's shaped a little like my Apache steer, but no, this is my Tektite. Sorry. Okay, so Tektite is a piece of meteorite. So this, there's kind of both of those aspects. It's a rock, so it's also grounding, and yet it has that kind of, space energy since it's a piece of meteorite, so it has those kind of space, kind of higher Earth energies from when it's floating around in Earth's atmosphere versus it landing on the ground. So kind of this balanced energy there. You're clear, you're connected to your guides, but you're also stable, you're grounded, and then of course the black gives it away. So this is also a very protective stone as well. Psychic protection, psychic attacks, things like that, it's really good for. So again, with this psychic attack kind of concept, closing your energy field, and you don't want to be too open. And especially as well with your empathies, because empathy, because you are empathic. Okay, so now I gotta figure out what in the heck your guides are trying to show me a minute ago. So when I was kind of tracing your aura, because that's what I do when I'm surrounding the person in protective space. I'm just basically, I use a crystal because I don't really want my energy to bump into your energy. We don't need that exchange. So I have something that kind of protects us both. So nothing will transfer from me to you and vice versa during the reading. And obviously the protective space is so the information is clear. It's from your guides, yada yada. But so as I was tracing your aura with the stone, for some reason, and I know this is some kind of message because I've traced your aura before, it's, normal-ish. And I'm saying ish because everybody obviously is different. But I mean, well, this didn't happen. So this time as I'm tracing it, when I got to your feet, especially on the right side, it just kept going and going and going and going and going. Felt like I had to go down for miles before I could actually trace the bottom of it. And then your hands as well were coming down pretty far. But again, for some reason, the right even more so than the left. So I just need to ask what that's about. Okay, right. They're reminding me. So then also your heart chakra. I was noticing your heart chakra as well. And I don't know if that was feeling open or feeling like it was working very well. Okay. But it felt pretty clear, surprisingly, because of some of the stuff that you were describing. So one thing that your guides are saying by that is that you don't have to almost own other people's burdens or kind of own their issues. You don't have to see anything as your fault, but also you almost don't have to feel like it's damaging you or coming into your space in a negative way. So you need to work on your defenses. Obviously, you need to build up your psychic protection. But at the same time, you don't have to worry that it's down, that your defenses are down, in other words, or that something can constantly come into your space. Because it feels like if you're worried in that way, then that's really all that's going to happen. That's all that you're going to pull towards yourself. So in other words, you can't see yourself as a victim. So this goes for other things as well. You can't see yourself as a victim or kind of put yourself out there in that way or put that kind of vibration out, because then that's what you're going to attract. So it feels like if you're a little more closed off, you can't attract as much. So sometimes being closed off even means not being around as much. Um, and just being in your own space as much as possible. And maybe that's even part of the reason that that was coming up in one of your first readings, where again, it kind of felt like you were kind of balanced, where you're not really shy and you can be kind of outgoing, but then at the same time, you like your own space. You like to be in your own space and you are rather empathic. So there has to be kind of that balance there. But there does feel like some karmic stuff with this as well, that's coming up. We can't really go into that in this kind of mini reading just because it's way too short to get into past lives, and I'm coming up in the time already. But I usually go a couple minutes over on these, as you know by now, as I'm sure you've noticed. So I feel like this is actually this energy that they're showing me. So this is indicating that you are really grounded. So again, the psychic protection thing, it feels like you can carry crystals and things to kind of almost enhance that or maximize that, but at the same time, just understand that your own defenses are up. So your guides don't want you to see yourself in any kind of victim way, like they were saying. So even that is this message actually of you're grounded. Okay, you're grounded. And the right side actually has more to do with physical things. This is your masculine side. So it has to do with well, the opposite of the left side. The left side is more about what you're perceiving. It's more about your intuition, things that you're letting go of. The right side is about what you're putting out. It's more about getting things done, and what you're putting outwardly to the world. This was even more grounded, more secure. So this even tells me your guides don't want you to worry about whether or not things are going to manifest for you and become implemented for you, because it feels like they are. There's some things that you're working through right now, and it may feel disappointing or discouraging sometimes with the way that people are trying to influence you, or even how they're influenced themselves and they try to dump this on you. So try and keep your space more, but at the same time, realize that you're not a victim to things. And this is even in the way of your goals. Your goals are going to come to pass. Your dreams are going to be fulfilled. You're going to be able to do the things that you want. But I feel like you just have to hold on to that vision. Okay, so that is what your guides have to say for this reading. So thank you very much for another one, and I truly hope that it benefits you. Namaste.